Welcome to the Paycheck Project. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe
This
button.
way, yeah!
All right, let's just jump right into it. If you've ever thought retirement planning is, boring or way too complicated, I want you to stick with me because this is the secret playbook to absolutely winning your future. It's how you guarantee that the person you'll be in 30 or 40 years will look back and be incredibly thankful. To really see what's at stake, let's kick things off with a super simple story. We've got two people, right? They both save the exact same amount of money every year, $5,000. The only difference, one of them gets going at age 25, and the other one, well, they wait until 35. You're probably thinking, it's just 10 years. How big a deal can that really be? Turns out, it's everything. Just look at these numbers. The cold, hard math here is just staggering. The person who started at 25, they end up with over $1 million. And the one who waited just 1 decade, they have half of that. Half! That 10-year delay literally cost them over $500,000. This is the whole ballgame right here. A dollar you invest in your 20s is just fundamentally more powerful than a dollar you invest later. So how on earth is a gap that huge even possible? Well, it's because your money is caught in this epic, lifelong battle between two invisible forces that are incredibly powerful. And once you understand them, you've got the key to this entire playbook. First up, let's meet the hero of our story, compound interest. This is the absolute magic that happens when your money starts making its own money, and then that money starts making even more money. The best way to picture it is like a snowball rolling down a really, really long hill. It starts out small, but the longer it rolls, the bigger and faster it gets. And in this story, time is the length of that hill. And of course, every hero needs a villain. So meet inflation, the silent thief. See, while compounding is busy building up your wealth, inflation is constantly working against you, trying to wear it down by making everything more expensive. A dollar today just won't buy as much in the future. Your entire strategy is basically a race to make sure your growth, fueled by compounding, outruns the damage caused by inflation. Okay, so we know the forces at play. We've got our hero, we've got our villain. Now it's time to go from theory to action. We need to stop thinking in fuzzy terms like saving for later and start talking about the specific numbers you need for a real, concrete game plan. So what are these magic numbers? Let's run through them. First up is your savings rate. The go-to benchmark is 15% of your pre-tax income every single year. But here's the absolute best part. That 15% includes any match your employer gives you. So if your company chips in 5%, you only need to save 10% from your own pocket to hit that goal. So you're saving 15% a year, but what are you aiming for? What's the finish line? Well, that's defined by the 25x rule. Your big goal is to build a nest egg that is 25 times the amount of money you plan to spend each year in retirement. So if you figure you'll need, say, $60,000 a year from your investments, you're shooting for a final number of $1.5 million. And once you hit that 25x number, how do you actually live on it? That brings us to the 4% rule. It's basically the other side of the 25x coin. It's a guideline that says you can safely take out 4% of your total portfolio in your first year of retirement, and then adjust that amount for inflation every year after, giving you a really high chance that your money will last. And just to make sure you're on the right track, here's one last checkpoint for the end of your career. Try to have 10 times your final salary saved up. If you can hit that milestone, you know you've played the game and won. All right, we have our numbers, our savings rate, and our ultimate goal. Now we need the right tools for the job. We're talking about tax-advantaged accounts. Think of these as financial rocket boosters. They put a shield around your money to protect it from taxes, letting it compound even faster. The first tool in the toolkit is the 401k, and its most powerful feature by far is the employer match. Let me be perfectly clear about this. This is free money. 100% match on your contribution is a guaranteed, risk-free, 100% return on your investment, instantly. Not getting every single penny of that match is like telling your boss, no thanks, I'd actually like to turn down a piece of my salary this year. It is your absolute, non-negotiable first goal. Next up, we have the IRA, which stands for Individual Retirement Arrangement. The big choice here really boils down to one simple question. Do you want to pay taxes now, or do you want to pay them later? With a traditional IRA, you might get a tax break today, but you'll pay taxes on your withdrawals in retirement. With a Roth IRA, it's the opposite. You pay taxes on the money going in, but then all of your qualified withdrawals are 100% tax-free.
Oh, and the Roth also doesn't force you to take money out when you get older, which traditional IRAs do.
Okay, so we've picked out our accounts, but you gotta remember, the account itself is just the container. It's like the garage. It doesn't actually go anywhere. Now we have to build the high-performance engine that goes inside it, and that is your investment strategy. This chart right here shows the core strategy for most people. It's called asset allocation, which is just a fancy way of saying how you split your money between growth engines like stocks and stabilizers like bonds. See, when you're young, you have decades for the market to bounce back, so you can be really aggressive, heavy on stocks. But as you get closer to retirement, you slowly and gradually shift to be more conservative, adding more bonds to protect the wealth you've already built. We've covered the why, the what, and the how. But now we're putting it all together in what is, without a doubt, the single most important slide we're going to look at. This is the hierarchy of savings, your prioritized step-by-step action plan for exactly where to put your next dollar. Now, the order here is absolutely critical. Step 1, contribute just enough to your 401k to get the full employer match. Not a penny more yet. Step 2, attack any high-interest debt like credit cards. That's a guaranteed return you can't beat. Step 3, build your 3 to 6 month emergency fund. This is the financial firewall that protects your investments when life throws you a curveball. Step 4, now you go and max out your IRA. And finally, step 5, with any money you have left, you go back to that 401k and fill it up to the legal limit. I know this whole plan might sound like a lot to manage, but here's the secret to making it completely effortless. You automate everything. You set up your contributions to come directly out of your paycheck, automatically transfer into your accounts. It's the whole pay yourself first philosophy. The money gets invested before you ever have a chance to touch it. This totally removes willpower from the equation and makes you a disciplined saver by default. And that brings us right back to where we started. Remember that first chart? The mind-blowing difference a single decade can make? The math on this stuff is undefeated. The most powerful, most valuable asset you have isn't your money. It's your time. So the only real question left is, how are you going to use it, starting today?